full chapter of admission and overview. Let's start. I have divided this chapter into 4 parts. In the very first part, I'll be talking about the profit sharing ratio, PSR. I'll be talking about goodwill. In this goodwill, I'll be talking about the valuation and the accounting treatment. Okay. Then I'll be talking about revaluation account, revaluation of asset, and reassessment of liability. Okay. Why do we prepare? How do you prepare? What will be prepared? Everything will be explained in this. And the last one that we have is a capital adjustments. Correct? Let's take one and do it. The first one is what? That is profit sharing ratio. Now, there are two people already working. Let's say A and B. They share the profits and losses in the ratio of 1:1. Whatever profits they are earning, they are dividing half half. Okay. Now they want one more partner to join in the partnership. One more person to join in the partnership. That is called as a partner. Okay. He wants to join in. So definitely he will be asked. This is C because he has cash, na? So we asked him to be a part of the business. A and B, now C will be a part of a business. Why do we want C? Because he'll get the capital in the business, plus he's going to share the losses in the future, the risk of losses. Plus एक आदमी अपने को मिल जाएगा काम करने के लिए. Okay. So C will also have some expectations. Let's say C is also asking for 1/3 money. Okay. Earlier we were sharing the profits as half and half. A is taking half, B is taking half. Now, when C will be the partner, the C is also asking for the equal share. So when there were two people, it was 1/2, 1/2. Now there will be three people, A, B, C. So it is going to be 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Do you understand this? Too good. Now let's take a very basic question. These are your old partners, correct, na sir? Yes, sir. I'll call them as old ratio, 1:1. He is going to be the new partner in the business. I'll call this new, or I would say new partner share that he wants in the future. Nahi samjha? You need to find out what is the new ratio. Now what happens? I'll take an example, huh? And we'll quickly go ahead with this. If I'm having 90 rupees profit, earlier this profit was divided between A and B as 45. C was not a partner, so he won't be getting any. But now C is also a partner, so C will ask for a share in it. So now the profits will be divided as 30, 30, and 30. Okay. So 15 and 15 will be taken out from the pockets of A and B and given to perfect then. So this A and B, these two partners are actually sacrificing. This is what? So that is sacrificing ratio. How did you get sacrificing ratio? Sacrificing ratio is old ratio minus new ratio. Okay. So in the question, you'll be asked to find out new ratio and sacrificing ratio. Now that depends on question to question what they're asking you. At times they'll give you the new ratio, at times they'll give you the old ratio and the sacrificing ratio and whatever. But you'll be asked to prepare two things, asked to find out two things. One is the new ratio and the other one is a too good. So do you understand the meaning that why do we find out the new ratio and the sacrificing ratio? Because new ratio for a reason that in future what will be the share. This is a very basic question. That's why 1/3 and 1/2 is like very easy for us to understand. But what if in the examination the question tells you that the old ratio is 2:3 and the new partner is having 1/5 of the share? So here you need to find out the new ratio and the sacrificing ratio, of course. Do you understand this? Now the new partner लेट मी इरेज दिस, इसको निकाल देता हूँ. द न्यू पार्ट is going to get the capital in the business, and the new partner is also going to get the goodwill. It's also going to get the. What do you mean by goodwill? Basic sense में बता देता हूँ मैं आपको, basic terms में. You know the meaning. It is an image that can be valued in terms of money. That is a goodwill. Accountancy के अंदर in this chapter, these two partners has worked a lot to make the sales happening on a daily basis. On an average इतना sales तो लोग कर ही लेते थे, on an average इतना profit तो कमा ही लेते थे, because when they started the business they had no profits, but after a year, 2, 3, 4, 10 years down the line, they have a database of the customers, they have earned their respect, earned their loyalty, put in extra effort, correct, and had this kind of profit. Now when C will be introduced as a new partner, he is going to readily get the profit which they already have worked upon. He did not make any efforts to have this profit. So C will be asked to give the share of this profit. जो इन लोगों को प्रॉफिट होने वाला ही है ना, सी को बोला जाएगा कि तुमको भी फ्यूचर में इसका शेयर मिलने वाला ही है. यू हैव नॉट वर्कड एनीथिंग फॉर इट, so what money that you'll be getting in the future, you pay us today. Do you understand that? I hope मैं समझ पा रहा हूँ, है ना. 90 रुपीज़ का प्रॉफिट उनको होता ही है, फ्यूचर के अंदर उसको 30 रुपीज़ का प्रॉफिट ऐसे ही फ्रीली मिल जाएगा. हाँ, वो भी काम करेगा, बट फॉर द न्यू कस्टमर्स, बट फॉर द ओल्ड कस्टमर्स मेहनत करने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो ये 30 रुपीज़ का प्रॉफिट उसको रेडीली मिल रहा है ना, वही प्रॉफिट्स हम लोग क्या करेंगे, सैक्रिफाइसिंग रेशियो में ए एंड बी को डिवाइड कर देंगे, बिकॉज दिस इज द मनी दैट दे आर सैक्रिफाइसिंग. फ्यूचर में इनके पॉकेट में इतना आना चाहिए था, बट इतना ही आ रहा है, तो इतना नहीं आ रहा है. अरे यार नहीं समझे पक्का. So that's your goodwill. He will be asked to get the goodwill also. यहाँ पे goodwill में दो parts है हमारे पास में. One is the valuation of goodwill, and you have accounting treatment. ये भी हम लोग करेंगे, ये भी हम लोग करेंगे आगे. But as of now, do you understand the logic? That profit sharing ratio मतलब क्या होता है, goodwill मतलब क्या होता है, accounting treatment and valuation में I'll tell you about it कि कैसे करना है. ठीक है पक्का. Now let's take one question. Continue करते क्वेश्चन को ही. Question number 1. There are many cases, but just for us to understand, मैं एक ही केस ले रहा हूँ. A and B are the partners, and their profit sharing ratio is 1:1. C is a new partner. C is a he is getting 1/3 in the future profits. ठीक है. You need to find out the new ratio and the sacrificing ratio. Correct? You told me एकदम इजीली आपने मुझे बता दिया that sacrificing ratio is old ratio minus new ratio, right? So firstly हम लोग क्या करेंगे, old ratio of A is half, and for B is also. Now the new partner is asking for how much? Therefore the remaining share would be what? 1 minus 1/3. अरे यार नो, हाँ वेरी गुड. और एल्स आई वुड से कि आपके पास में एक केक है, उसमें से एक पीस ये लेके जा रहा है, सो रिमेनिंग इन दोनों के लिए कितना बचेगा? सिंपल लॉजिक. सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी 2/3. अगर 1 में से 1/3 चला गया तो 2/3 बचा ना. नाउ दिस 2/3 विल बी डिवाइडेड बिटवीन द ओल्ड पार्टनर्स। पहले क्या करेंगे, आप ओल्ड रेशियो निकालेंगे, फिर न्यू पार्टनर का शेयर निकालेंगे. नाउ व्हाट इज द रिमेनिंग शेयर फॉर ए एंड बी इन द फ्यूचर? That is two-third. This is what they will have. Perfect. Now the new ratio for A, it is going to be, कितना बचा उनके पास में, टू थर्ड बचा, यस और नो? उसमें से उसको कितना मिलेगा, हाफ. बी के पास में कितना बचा, टू थर्ड बचा, तो कितना मिलेगा उसका, हाफ. एंड सी के पास में तो है ही ना, वन थर्ड. अरे यार, सो कॉमन सेंस क्या बोलते हैं, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी टू अपॉन सिक्स. टू अपॉन, सॉरी मुझे, टू वन ज़ा टू, थ्री टू ज़ा सिक्स. बिकॉज रेशियो क्या है, कितना रिमेनिंग हो गया, एक में से वन थर्ड तो लेके चला गया, तो रिमेनिंग कितना हो गया, टू थर्ड हो गया. सो ये टू थर्ड क्या पूरा ए लेके जाएगा, वही हुआ ना, अल्टीमेटली तो वही हुआ. बट यू डू इट इन दिस वे बिकॉज इन द फ्यूचर, आगे के क्वेश्चन में देयर प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो माइट चेंज. यू माइट हैव फोर अपॉन सिक्स, or else you might have 5 upon 6, and their ratio is 2/5 and 3/5. तो उस टाइम पे आपको इससे मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. दैट्स वाई मैंने वो स्किप नहीं किया, आपको बता दिया. सो अल्टीमेटली दिस इज गोइंग टू बी 1/3. इसको मैंने कट शॉर्ट किया. सो द न्यू रेशियो that I'll be having is what, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. That is what your new ratio. Now आपने मुझे अभी सिखाया what is sacrificing ratio. क्या होता है sacrificing ratio सर? ओल्ड रेशियो. चलो ए का ओल्ड रेशियो कितना है, ए का न्यू रेशियो कितना है, डिनोमिनेटर को सेम करना पड़ेगा ना. इसको मल्टीप्लाई बाय टू करेंगे, इसको मल्टीप्लाई बाय थ्री करेंगे, इसको मल्टीप्लाई बाय थ्री करेंगे, इसको मल्टीप्लाई बाय टू करेंगे. ये पता ना कि मैंने एलसीएम ले लिया. अरे यार, सॉरी, थ्री माइनस टू अपॉन सिक्स, दैट इज 1/6. सेम कैलकुलेशन है. आई होप ये मैथ समझ में आ रहा है आपको. So my sacrificing ratio is also 1:1. My new ratio is also 1:1. तीनों तीन पार्टनर आ जाएगा. And the old ratio is given to be equal only. This is how you do the calculation for PSR. Any problem? हाँ sir. That's a part one for calculation of profit sharing ratio. That's it. Can we go ahead?